What is going on, Moto Outsider? My name is Chris. I'm here with one of my best friends, Matthew Huss. We want to wish you all a happy Easter. And I don't know if you watched the race last night, but it was a little bit chaotic. So we're going to get into all that this morning. St. Louis Supercross just happened less than 12 hours ago. Jett Lawrence lost half of his points lead last night. That evil laugh, good God. Levi Kitchen extended his points lead. Hunter Lawrence got his first podium. Eli Tomac wins after 12 rounds. A lot happened. Matthew, how are you today? What is going on?
Well, dude, that was a fine intro, and I am actually sick. So if I start coughing uncontrollably, that's actually why I'm drinking coffee. But I mean, pinkies up to last night's race, everybody. But also,
He's
happy
up.
Easter to you, brother. I got my Easter green on. I got my palette Easter green. Yeah.
I
But
like it.
clap one time for Cooper Webb for winning the championship. Clap one more time
Yeah.
for clap one time for Eli going 1-1-1, and clap one time for Justin Barcia doing the Lord's work. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, I don't ever want to see anybody get hurt. So the fact that he
No.
rolled around the whole rest of the race, I think we can joke about it. I think it's safe. Might get some comments. But before we get into this video, we want you guys to let us know your thoughts on last night's incident because there's a lot of opinions all over the
Yep.
board. I don't know where to be on it myself. I'm still kind of conflicted a little bit here and there. But Matt, right away, Justin Barsha, T-bone steak, whatever you want to call that, prime rib. That was some grade A meat. Takes
Yep.
out Jett Lawrence, our points leader, on the first
Yep.
lap. Tell me about it. What
Right.
do you think that was all about? Give us your insight.
Well, dude, if I had a tinfoil hat, I would put that puppy on right now and I would say, someone paid that man, Justin Barsha, to straight line Jett Lawrence. However, I don't believe that's the case. I do not believe Justin Barsha is at fault. Now, you have to remember, like Ricky Carmichael said in his Instagram post, you are only going to be mad if your rider that you favor is the one who got hurt or hit. Listen, it's happened in the past before. Go look at Ricky's post. It's case in point right there. I will say this. I do not think Justin Barsha did it on purpose because if you watch his body language going into hitting him, he didn't brace himself. He didn't look away like you would if you knew you were going to smash someone and want to protect yourself. He went in loosey goose and they just banged it. So personally, I don't think it was malicious. But Justin Barsha has a bad rap, anyways. Everyone's going to have their own opinions. I just ask you to look at this unbiased because how I saw it, Jett was cutting down pretty steep. Barsha was coming in to make that looks like outside pass on whoever was on the inside of that lane. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably I didn't really think about the body language thing. That's actually really smart because yeah, he did go in there. He was on the brakes hard right away
Yep.
because he saw Jett cut down last minute.
Right.
And there's also a picture going around which they didn't really show too well on TV, but Vince Freeze was almost touching the tough block on the inside because he was going to smash Justin. Obviously, Vince Freeze has the reputation that he has, worse than Barsha when it comes to taking people out, anyways.
Heard
So,
that.
in my
Yep.
opinion, I really do think that Vince Freeze was going to saw off Justin Barsha's front tire. Justin wasn't even looking at Jett. He had no clue Jett was there. Didn't care about even trying to, work around Jett. And
Right.
most people in that, like I remember watching that. Obviously, every moto last night, the guys were kind of going outside in that berm. They were going outside and going to the outside in the next one, if they unless they would just cut to the inside there. So I don't think that there was any malicious intent or anything. And
No.
I think
No.
the people out there, like again, Ricky's point was perfect. You're gonna hate on the rider that you dislike the most, whatever the deal is there.
Mm-hmm.
Racing incident, right? You just call that a
Yep.
racing incident, and you walk away,
Okay.
you call it a day.
So then is it a racing incident that Jett jumped and got penalized on the Red Cross flag and then he's moaning that that the referee wasn't waving the flag, he was just holding it?
All right,
Well,
just go into it, Matt. I mean, yeah,
well,
tell me about that because
well, no, it's like
that's
because if we're
personal.
gonna be mad, we need to be
Yeah,
mad, you know, equivalently. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
100%.
I just think everyone's pissed off that the Golden Boy got hit. It is what it is. I think it was, I truly believe it was an accident. Justin would probably say the same thing, man, because if you look at his body language when he goes to smash people for real and you watch him clean people out, totally different posture on the bike, position,
Yeah,
etc. So
yeah,
to wrap that up, I think nothing malicious.
yeah, no, not at all. And yeah, I think again, I don't think there's a right. I don't think there's like a right or wrong opinion. I just think it's our opinion. Again, we can just call it what it is. It's an
Yep.
accident. I don't think anybody meant to hurt anyone. Obviously, Justin doesn't want to take out the points leader and have all the Instagram, social media haters coming after him. I don't think
Dude,
anybody
of
wants that.
course.
Like he would never do that and try to hurt somebody like that. And maybe in the past he has, but he's been pretty. He kind of owns up to it now. Whenever he gets on the podium, he's like, "Yeah, I kind of made a dumb move," and kind of like laughs about it. It's just how he's been the
Yep.
past few years. But yeah, I really think that we're gonna look back at this at the end of the season and be like, "Oh, it was It was a great turning point for everything that was going on this year. It was kind of people would say boring. Everybody wanted some chaos, and I'm a huge fan of Mitchell Oldenburg for crashing in that first rhythm lane of the first 450
Yep.
main because that is what set this whole night off.
Nutty. Nutty.
Crazy, but I don't want to get away from the other Jet Lawrence incident.
Yep.
Obviously, he jumps on a Red Cross flag, and as most of you race dirt bikes, you're not allowed to jump on those flags, professional or
Mhm.
not. You have to roll the jumps. Now, my opinion on this might be a little different than yours. I'm just going to say real quick. I do think it would have been smart to have both flags kind of like this, like a little like hey or cross time, something just so stand in the corner, have red lights, do something. Jet is not right for jumping on it. He could have looked. He was zoned in. I get it, but he also had a 4 or 5 second lead. So why are you not
Facts.
just looking around like, oh, there's a flag up? And also, I was thinking about this. If you're an AMA official, right, and obviously you're someone who, or even fouled, this is your series. You want that drama, right? You don't want Jet to win race two
Oh,
and three and be like, so if the call is on the line, do you just kind of go over the line and say, yeah, we're going to penalize them 2 spots and make this racing a little bit better?
and then this happens. The media is set ablaze. So
Yes.
here's why I disagree with your point respectfully. Because if you're waving both flags, it is much easier to say you didn't see the red cross. Now, white and red are two very distinct colors. But if you're waving a white, black, and a white red flag,
Yeah.
and you're moving pretty quick, you could
Yep.
probably get off as a cop out with that a little bit easier. So I'm a fan of the one being held and the other one being waved above it, to be completely honest with you.
Even just a little
Um,
movement, like a little something, like a little shake, I'll shake it a little
yeah,
bit, get a
I
move a
I
little
I
bit.
think a little bit of movement would have helped.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think Jett is that stupid. I just think it was a careless mistake. I
Yeah.
just think it was a mistake.
Yeah. But in the end of the day, I mean, I don't know if it's apples and oranges or if it's any different, but God forbid Vince is on the top of that landing and he's
Facts.
laying in the middle of the landing and there's officials there. And the same thing happens. Do they treat it differently? Do they get more in the track and try to slow him down? Or does the guy do the same thing and then Vince gets landed on, you kill Vince or you kill some other officials? Like, you
Right.
got to look at it in both ways because that's a blind jump and it doesn't matter where the guy's off the track. You're looking forward. So
So let me ask you this, not to cut you off.
you're good.
Do you think Jett should be penalized more harsh than Barcia?
As far as the Red Cross thing?
The severity of the incident.
Oh, no, I don't think that. I think even 2 spots might have been a little harsh. I think they could have maybe taken points away or something, but I mean, that's just
Okay.
my opinion.
Yeah. No, I'm just curious to what you thought on that because they're both pretty. One isn't a penalty,
Yeah.
but the red cross flag is always a big deal.
It's also,
But
it's just, if you look at it too, I mean, it's not just like Jet was the only one, like 5 guys after him. It's not like the second guy
correct,
rolled it, the third guy rolled it, and fourth and fifth jumped it. They all jumped it. So that tells me
correct.
that if you're a racer, something is wrong in the process. Something is not
Uh,
right where they catch that.
Medical issues are serious in any
Yes.
racing event
Yes.
because them boys ain't got seat belts,
Mhm.
and it could get bad. Even though they're traveling at a low rate of speed as opposed to other styles of racing.
Yep.
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you're much more well read in this than I am. In the event of a Red Cross incident or an injury incident, shouldn't they have those light up LED bulbs or something just blazing
I
that
would,
there's a medical incident?
and yeah, I would think so. And again, maybe that's a process that needs to be fixed in the sport. But when you're going into a corner, your eyes move with the corner. So put the lights at
Correct.
the exit of the corner. So as you're coming around the apex, you're going to see them flashing, right?
Right.
Like maybe that's just an improvement we need to make. And I know that Jace from Gypsy Tales was posting about it too, about how upset he was over all this stuff. And maybe he's more biased because he's Australian and a Jet guy.
Well,
But I don't know. Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, he messed up, deserves a
mhm.
penalty, not wrong. But I do think we could work on these processes again, whether it's in-ear comms or something on a handlebar that lights up, vibrates, makes
Yep.
noise on the bike. Like, hey, pay attention when you're coming up. It's 2024. Like all these other sports, like you probably know more about Formula One. I'm sure they would slow someone down real quick
Mhm.
if something happened in
Yeah.
the track, right?
No, for sure. And I'm not going to get off into an F1 or a NASCAR tirade with flags and safety cars and whatnot.
Yeah.
But um, this has kind of been a common occurrence.
Hmm.
The woman almost gets hit, a girl, whatever, almost gets hit in Daytona
Yep.
during the race.
During the race.
And then not only that, the race before or after, the
Hmm.
Monster Energy girl gets smashed.
Yeah.
Is this a common theme now? Because it's pretty interesting. I mean, through a third time, buddy, who we holding accountable here?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like I almost feel like, and I'm not trying to point fingers, but maybe the series promoters kind of enjoy the drama where we should Like I can't wait to give out a penalty. Oh, we get to give out a penalty. Yes, we can penalize him now.
Causes a
No,
stir.
we should think about the guys that
Hey,
are hurt and try to get them safely off the track and make sure the riders know what's going on.
fact, facts. You're 100% right. What have we been saying, and what has everybody been saying in the moto world? How boring this season has been because of Jett. Bam. Things are real dicey right now on this Easter Sunday, Christopher. So I think heading into the rest of the year, man, the points are tight. That means the racing is going to get better. I'm excited, dude.
I know. Yeah. So just yeah, anyone watching this to this point, please leave a comment. Tell us your opinions. We want to read them.
Oh
I know
yeah,
that there's a lot of opinions. Maybe Matt and I are wrong. Maybe we missed something. Love to learn about it. But we'll move on from this because we could probably talk another 2 hours about all this BS. But
oh yeah, for sure, dude. Let's talk about because I know you probably have points you want to talk about. We were talking about this last episode. Did we witness one of the final events of Adam Cianciarulo's career last night?
he's already going there. I mean, yeah, I do. I mean, if you're gonna put a nail in the
Yep.
coffin, I think that's it, right?
Yep. I think I think he will finish the season because he's built like that. It's a high ankle sprain, so he can't cop out and say it's a broken ankle and then just be
Yeah,
done.
he probably could
But
have.
I
He's
don't think he
running.
I don't think he comes back.
I don't know, man. Yeah, Steve Mathis said I think Friday night or something. He was, AC went to one of the Pulp MX live shows and announced that he has a big podcast dropping this week with a big announcement, and
Oh, there
everyone's
you
kind of
go.
hinting to that. So I really think I don't know, dude. Like, I know we talked about it last episode. I think we had a really good conversation about it. If you guys missed it, please go check it out. Adam has
Yep.
had such a crazy career, and it's just the way this thing is. I think maybe some people win titles and championships in 450s, and some people have the most amazing amateur career ever in history. And he's going
Right.
to go down with that. I don't think anyone has ever touched that and may ever touch his amateur career stats. So
Yeah.
props to him. He's been awesome. I'm looking forward to more content from him because he's a great speaker, and I want
Yeah.
to see him in the booth. Dude, him and James in the booth would be
Oh,
way
fire.
to go
Fire. Make that happen.
all
Um,
day. But
more James involved in everything, just because I think the guy, although he's one of the best riders there ever was, he's very underrated in the media space.
you know,
So I wanna see more of James, but having these guys start their own podcasts, vlogs, YouTube channels is just great. It only helps the sport. It only grows the sport.
yep,
And then on top of that, we need that inside scoop of what's really going on.
yep.
But and that's why we're outsiders. We're bench racing. We're talking about this. So I think we need more of that. I texted you this last night, and dude, if you could put any of the B-roll in here because you're the editing savage, please do.
Got you.
These boys need to stop fake drinking your energy drinks on the podium. That is so corny. It's a disgrace to the brand, dude. I know you have to. Yeah, let me dump this all over me on the podium and not even swallow. You look stupid. All right. But
All sticky.
like we all know with these guys, diets, regiment, trainers, dietitians, you ain't putting that in your body. You are not putting that in your body. Those
No.
chemicals are awful. Drinking a Celsius, this is just my opinion. Celsius, don't sue me. Is like you're drinking literal garbage.
Yeah.
I'm not saying one energy drink's better than the other, but my God, go get yourself some coffee.
Might be a little healthier than some of the other ones, but yeah, I don't think that they're gonna be. And again, I talk about like with the running races, like, do you really want to drink alcohol after a running race? It's like the same thing to
No,
me. You're drinking all this sugary
no.
crap. Although,
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Dylan and some of the guys drink like Diet or Dr. Pepper or Coke after a moto, but a little sugar rush I get, but that's just monster. It's energy, caffeine. It's gotta mess you up. Can't be
Yeah.
a good
And
thing.
and at least fake swallow. Like there's this one incident where I texted you immediately after. It was when Jett was on the podium. I forgot what first moto, second moto, whatever.
Yep.
And dude, it's so obvious.
I mean, they don't
Because
even try.
Jet's a little heated, but he's got to do it because he's a ball and chain to the brand.
Yep.
And it's not a good look. I mean, I'm getting off on a tangent on something that is very minute and not a big deal. It's just funny to me. I
I
just laugh.
know. It's good. It's just that's what our sport is. But let's talk about some of that. As a fan of the sport, I was actually nervous, may never happen again, but it literally made my night so good. I'm so happy. Mr. Eli Tomac wins his
Yes,
first main
sir.
event of the 2024 season. Another stat I saw by I think his name was Brent Smith with We Went Fast. I think he took over the overall most podiums, I believe, like 216 podiums.
Well,
Underrated stat.
he
52 wins
beat
career
Carmichael
best.
last night for podiums, but
Yes.
I think he's still behind McGrath and someone else,
Yeah. So
Dungy.
behind McGrath and no for yeah, he might be I don't know what spot he was in, but he moved up. He's
Unless
got a
I have the stats confused, and I'm sorry if I do.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I didn't. We didn't prep enough going into this. It's Easter. We're just trying to figure all this stuff out. But I mean, he's moving up on the leaderboards. His 52nd overall Premier Class win. This is a huge deal. Again, I don't know if we'll ever catch MC. You'll probably see him leave before that happens. But big
Yeah.
stats. Eli rode like Eli we've seen in the past. Just hammer
Yes.
down, confident, comfortable. Talk to us about Eli Tomac.
Dude, you got the true temperature of the state of motocross and supercross when he was pulling hole shots last night. This is all last night I'm talking
All
about.
three, all
Getting
three.
hole shots, getting wins, and speaking on the podium. That dude's last lap, it was a victory lap. Obviously, it's the last lap of the third moto. That
Yep.
crowd was going bonkers.
I got chills thinking about it.
Yes.
It was
And
nuts.
on the podium, everyone was screaming for Eli, much like they screamed for AP.
Yep.
That goes to show us that this sport is not ready to usher in the new guard yet.
Not
These
yet.
old dogs, if you got it, Roxon, AP, Cooper, Tomac, you stay in there because guys like us, them old dude, we want to see that. Dude, it was fantastic with what Tomac did last night. I mean, yeah, Jett went down and there were some other, fortunate events, but the fact of the matter is Tomac pulled 3 hole shots, got 3 wins.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
That's it. That's the end. I
Yep.
really was. I don't know. I think the thing that sealed it for me that like he might actually win this was that second moto because he was what 6 minutes behind Jett, and it wasn't like Jett pulled like crazy. It was
Mhm.
like he's right there. I think that rhythm he was doing in the main rhythm section with that triple triple in the middle was a little slower because of how high he was going into the whoops. But
Yep.
and I think Jett had a little bit better whoop speed by blitzing him. It's not like him to jump. He doesn't usually jump whoops, but he was jumping the whoops. I think if he cleaned up that, a couple of those spots, he probably would have either passed or been right on him a little closer. But yeah, I didn't think he was going to do it this year. I didn't think it was going to happen. Jett's been so good,
And
and
what
it's
was
been,
what was interesting was on the podium last night. He,
yeah,
he said that last night answered a lot of questions and doubts that he had. You and I
yes,
have been speculating about this all season.
yep.
Whereas the if he still got it, wondering if he still got it, if he could still hang, blah blah blah. He was questioning those same things.
And then in the
So
press conference last night, he announced that he's had an injury for almost a month.
there you go.
I think he said ankle injury.
Right.
He's the most
Which
quiet, hidden guy. He does not talk about anything until like he gets a win and he just opens up. It's so funny.
And I think those suspensions are so stiff on those bikes. Any injury you have is
Yeah,
multiplied by 10, I
probably.
think. So I
Yeah.
think that goes to show you the level of competitiveness he has, and probably pain tolerance as well.
Yep.
Um, but no, last night, man, Eli, it made me happy to see I think the crowd's reaction made me happier than Tomac's wins, just because I think everyone in the state of this sport is on the same page with Eli and these old dogs.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that could be the last one he ever gets in pro motocross, supercross. We don't know. We just don't know.
Right.
We got to witness it. It was very dominant. It was very again good starts, great. All three races were just. I was the third one I saw AP coming. No, was it the second one? Their first one AP was coming. It was the first race. AP was
Yes.
on him for a bit, and I was like, AP's been riding real good. I don't know if he's gonna be able to take off, and he see you later, bye. It
Yep.
was a good ride. You mentioned earlier in the intro, Cooper Webb wins the Triple Crown Championship. Just like
Yep.
every year, not a single guy knows it's even a thing until they win it. Eli won it last year. They're like,
Yep.
oh wow, a cool trophy. And Cooper's trying to hold it and like struggling because it's so heavy.
I
But
think the trophy's bigger than Cooper.
I don't even know how Cooper got second because he was not that close to the front. He was on the ground a couple times. When they said he got
Mhm.
second overall, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I thought
He
he was
went five
outside
six
top five.
two.
I know, it's just interesting.
Yeah.
It was just unique scores.
Is that
Um,
another series of fortunate events for him though?
yeah,
Yeah.
but for us, in the sake of the championship battle, he cut that points lead is now only 8 points. So
Right. Oh yeah,
it's tightened
let's
up.
talk about that. We
Yeah,
are we are tight and Jett is so lucky there's a week off. He is so lucky
so lucky.
because he might have been seeing double or triple on that bike last night, dude. He got
I
smashed. And
know.
I was like, if he tips over in a turn, from having a concussion, they need to like red flag this race or something because it's gonna get bad.
Yeah,
But hey, hope he's all good. And he's got a gift of a week to rest up because we're gonna see some spectacular racing, I think, through the end of this year.
yeah. I don't know how he got back on the bike and finished. He was holding his arm, and I know he's a young kid, so maybe it was adrenaline. Maybe he's got a sprain. I think if it was broken, he would have pulled off. But it does make you wonder if they question him at all. Like, hey, is your head good? Are you thinking okay? Are you thinking clear? But he finished the
Yeah.
race, so I don't really question any of that. There's no reason to push. I
Yep.
didn't get that last. I don't know. It was a pretty interesting race. We saw him roll around, and the other Lawrence brother that we didn't think would be on the
Yep.
podium this year was on the podium. Congrats to Hunter. Did not think he was
Yep.
going to get one. He really talked himself down. But at the end of the day, dude, you can't. It's a 450 podium. You don't luck into that. Yes, Jett
No.
crashed. Yes, all that stuff happened. That's part of racing. That's why this stuff happens because someone, it's an accident, it's a mistake. Take the third and run with it. I think it was probably, again, maybe not a great night of riding for him, but
Yep.
he was up front and he podiumed. So
Yeah, and it was his first one. It was cool for him to say that he wished he was sharing it with his brother.
yeah,
Because family probably means a lot to the Lawrence brothers. So it's cool to see that. But yeah, kudos to him for that first podium. I mean, he went 8-2-4, so it's not like it was a bad ride. You know what I mean?
not at all. No, just a little bit of chaos, controversy. These triple crowns are, that's what they breed. They breed a lot of craziness, and that's why I like them so
Yeah,
much. I would not
me
mind like
too.
6 or 8 of these things. A lot of less BS in the middle. The second,
Please.
the break
Yes.
between the races 1 and 2 was a little bit long, but 2 and 3 were boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
Futures in the
preach.
middle. It was good, man. It was real good. So I mean, I think 450s. Other than that, wasn't too crazy. Chase was kind of quiet. I mean, fifth
Yeah.
overall. Malcolm Stewart showed some flashes, but nothing to really write home about. We saw Justin Cooper get a good start.
Yeah,
Ninth
Justin Cooper
overall.
was out front leading some laps. Hell
It
yeah.
was good. He had a hard crash too, but he got up.
Yeah.
That was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Alambre penalized again more than anyone else. I think
Yep.
he got docked more
19.
spots.
Yeah.
He posted on the Team Pride Instagram, AMA is Fried. I thought that was really funny today. I love his little digs. But jumping to 250s before we get going here. Levi Kitchen, in my opinion, locked the title down last night. Confirmed that he is the guy. 3 starts, 3 wins,
Yep.
flawless night.
Hey, dude, Joe Shimoda. I think Joe Shimoda really silenced some people, cleared some things out, went 2-3-3.
Yeah,
And he made an interesting comment on the podium. He said that this is a track where you can trust the front end finally.
yeah.
So it seems like maybe he's not trusting the bike, not trusting the front end of his bike specifically. I picked up on that. What do you think? Do you think maybe that's the reason why he's kind of just been a little bit?
I mean, it could be. I'm pretty sure that his training is 99% done in California on hardback tracks that are super blue groove, like riding on concrete or ice skating. And he
Yep.
show up for all the races and it's just rutted. And again, I know that's where we all start. We all start on motocross tracks, but when your
Oh
bike's
man,
not
yep.
set up for that, makes it a little bit difficult. So confidence is definitely key with him. And like always, Joe shows up at the end of the season. He's starting to show up and really put it together, better starts. It just is
You're
what it
right.
is. But yeah, no, it was good to see him. I don't have a problem with Joe. I want him to do well, and it just sucks it's taking so long because I think he has the speed to run with Levi, and I think he could win a championship at some point. I just don't know if he's going to ever put it together.
We're gonna find out. I mean, it's pretty much spoken for. But dude, one thing I saw again was Nicoletti's bike gave out. Dude, what is going on with that bike?
It's like just him. They have
It is.
Marchbanks and other riders, but it's just him every time.
What do you think it is? Did they say what this was this time?
I feel like if anything, Phil being the veteran he is, he probably does opt to maybe test more or test different parts or whatever the deal is. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like it's always him. I know he respects Garrett Marchbanks and wants Garrett to do well because Garrett's really fast.
Yep.
I don't know if it's just like, hey, let me test these parts while we're racing and do you guys a favor, or it's just bad luck. Maybe he's got that
That's an
dark cloud
interesting
around him.
theory.
Maybe. I don't know.
I like that.
I know that they were saying some of the other Yamaha bikes have had some weird issues lately. I don't know. It sucks for Phil. For Phil's age especially, like he's very, very, very talented, very fast on a 250 as well. I mean, he's podium 450 outdoors, but I never thought
Yep.
he'd be like a top 5 supercross guy. So it's good to see. Hopefully we'll
Does
see results. But
does Levi Kitchen move up to a 450 for outdoors or for Supercross next year?
I could see Supercross, but I don't see why he wouldn't try to get one more title out of the deal, make some extra cash. It's not like he's been super dominant over the past
Yeah.
couple of years. If I'm him, get one more, just lock it down. I mean,
Huh.
next year will be like Jett's last year. Like, you go in there, no matter what happens, you're gonna get up front. You're gonna win the race. You're gonna win the title.
Right.
Your consistency is gonna pay off. Probably an easy next year and a half for him if he wants to make some more cash. But he'll probably be a good 450 rider. He's really starting to. It's not just like, hey, Levi's like got a good start and he's riding well. Like you can tell by his form, his aggressiveness, just his bike skill. Like he's very talented. I watched some practice stuff and I was like, oh my God, this dude is like reminds me of Chase a little bit. Just the way he's
Yeah.
just on the gas, wide open, in control. It's fun to watch.
Fun to watch. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think the 250s were as fun to watch last night as the 450s were. Um,
What do you think about RJ? If RJ gets a star, do you think RJ could have ran with him? Because I mean, I think so, but
I'm on the fence on that one, dude, to be honest with you.
I think Levi's just like a step ahead right now.
I think Levi's got the age thing on his side. He's fast. I think he's faster personally. Let's
Hmm.
hang out a little bit more. RJ, um, you know, a little bit older, got some other stuff to live for, I guess you could say, than just racing at that point. You're thinking about things a little bit differently. Maybe I might be a little too
Yeah.
far off with that comment,
No, I mean, I don't think you're far off at all. I mean,
but
it's
then like look at a guy like Levi Kitchen against DiFrancesco, right? More of a similar age bracket.
Ryder D. I'm just waiting for him to like have that little takeoff, like
A little
7,
come
7,
on the
12.
scene. Yeah,
Like, what are we doing? I believe I want him to do well. I just want him to do well. That's all I want. Is it going
right.
to be Cianciarulo career again? He's such a dominant amateur prodigy, and
What
then
I'm
just
saying.
you might be right. You might be
Any
right.
other any other notable anything notable happened in 250s last night that grabbed
I
your
mean,
attention?
Juju grabbed the lead from Levi for about what half a lap, 3/4 of a lap. I thought he might do something. Actually, my sister's boyfriend was like, "Oh, look at Balmer. He's going to take off." I was like, "He's probably going to crash or fade back."
Yeah,
Fortunately, he faded back in all the races. He's a young kid, so give him another year. Maybe he'll pick it up. He's working with Davey Millsaps.
yeah,
I think he's got it. I think he could do really well. We just need to see more. Maybe it's endurance. Maybe the sprint speed tires him out or something.
right.
But yeah, just again, we're waiting for this next generational group of talent to work its way forward because
For
top three,
sure.
top four guys are all getting in their prime age for 250. You need to be moving up soon. So just waiting and waiting and waiting. We'll keep waiting, I guess.
So we are on to where we headed to
A week
next.
off, and then we're going to is it Philly?
Is it Philly? Yeah, I think it is. Then or is it
No,
what
it's
would you
not
call
Philly.
it? It's
Oh,
Boston.
oh,
Foxborough.
Boston. We're going to Boston.
Yeah. I
What's
actually
up,
went to that
Will?
Supercross race years ago. Awesome stadium. I love
Yeah,
Boston. It's
that is
like
a
my
good
home
one.
away from home.
Oh,
Um,
Foxborough Stadium. And then we're going to
we,
Nashville and then Philly.
yeah, Philly will be interesting. Never raced there, right?
No? Oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
Philly's brand new. And isn't there a 250 shootout at some point in there, or is it just Salt Lake? I thought they had one more. I
Let me
love
look.
those races. It's so hard to find this information. They never like just like
To find it quick.
yeah, no, it's no biggie.
Um,
We'll keep
nah,
updated.
no biggie. But so, what do you think's gonna happen with the points, dude? Let's round it out with the points.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I think if Cooper Webb is smart, he puts his head down and I don't know, try to shave another 5 pounds, do something that you can just to
No.
like get an edge on the competition. Like I would love to see Coop steal a win or just something to get in Jet's head and maybe just make this a little more interesting for the viewers. At the end of the day, Jet's still super fast and control this and probably gonna be the champion at the end of the year. But you never know. We saw what happened
Right.
last year. Eli
Do you
Tomac
think
gets hurt
this?
racing. I mean, I don't know.
Do you think this puts a fire under Cooper's belly?
I would hope so. It's got to, right? And he's so confidence driven. I mean, dude, he's the Triple Crown champion. That's got to do something, right? That's such a
I would
big
like to
feat
think
for him.
so. I would like to think so.
No,
What
probably
if?
not.
I mean,
But
what if Jet's got a deeper injury that we know about? And
well, that's the
Jet,
thing. The adrenaline
yeah,
hits. You don't want to look like a baby because then you
you
get
hit a
taken out
field the
by
next
Barcia
day,
and you don't finish the race. That don't look very good. So
right?
yeah, man, I don't know. I'm gonna say Levi takes away the championship, wins this thing. Um, I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Gonna be very interesting. I think we got some good racing coming up. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Where are you going with it?
Yeah, I would like to think. I think Cooper's going to tighten it up. I just give us some great racing to the very last race of the year. That's all I want.
These
I don't care
guys
who
make
wins.
starts.
Just great racing.
Yeah,
Give us
that's what I want.
something to talk about, please.
Yeah. If anything, work on starts. Just start
Yeah,
in front of Jet. If you gotta knock him down, be the bad guy. So what? That's a championship in the premier
that's
class.
points now because now we're
Here,
getting into that territory where it's like, hey, dude, that's points.
do
So
or die.
you got to smash it. Got to smash it. I don't want none of that nice pleasantry garbage. Now we got to
Do
go
or
get it.
die. Make it happen, boys. But
Yep.
yeah, Matt, thanks for jumping on today. I know you weren't feeling super well, and I know
No,
that,
dude, my pleasure. We got to
just
take a
uploading
moto
to the
outside of the moon.
I know we're going to the moon, boys, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for stopping by today. Happy Easter again. Hope you drink
Yes.
some coffee. Hope you eat a little bit of candy. Don't catch diabetes or anything today. It's really easy to
Ah,
overdo it. Just be
yep.
safe, be smart. Enjoy your holiday, Matt. Thank you. Moto Outsider
Out.
out.